So, um, what's new? Um, last weekend, we, Kian and Liam and I went to Kohl's and we got me a bunch of man clothes. And it went really, really well, actually. I kind of thought it would be, frustrating and, I thought that I would be really anxious and nervous and all this. It was the first time I ever wore a binder out in public, like outside with people. So, um, that was a little weird for me. Just because I felt like that everyone could tell that I was wearing a binder, though I, I know logically that really no one probably noticed or gave a shit, but I was thinking about it all the time. But it really wasn't any different than the anxiety I get just going out normally in female clothes, um, thinking that everyone is looking at me and can like see that my bras don't fit properly or that something. I always have this paranoia that people are looking at me all the time. I don't know if everybody else gets that, but I get it a lot. I just feel like people stare at me constantly, and ugh. I have this shawl thing. I actually don't see it right now. It's this fucking big, loose, floppy shawl blanket thing, poncho. I don't even. It's really big and shapeless, and I wear it all the time when I go outside. And I live in Houston, and it's been over 100 degrees for a while, and I still wear it. I'll wear it even if it's stupidly hot, or if it's raining, or it doesn't go with my clothes. I don't give a shit. I use it like a security blanket, basically. If I could get away with wearing a bathrobe in public, I would probably do that. Um, And going out with the binder on, I did not take my shawl with me. I forgot it. I was planning to, but that was a weird feeling being outside without this thing that I normally wear to keep people from looking at me and with the binder on. And I kept I kept touching on my chest and just sort of doing this stuff, like maybe a little irrational, but I stopped doing it not too much longer after we were out there and actually looking at clothes. I really just stopped caring, and I got really comfortable and stopped thinking about it. Not too long after we got there and we actually started getting some clothes together, getting some outfits together, trying different things on, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't work. Some things did not work at all. I'm small. I'm a small person. I'm 5'4". I'm kind of chubby. I'm like 165 pounds or something right now. I got big boobs and hips and short torso, and I'm just little. So it's hard to actually find clothes that fit me, male or female. I end up being something in man clothes, man pants, mance. I end up being like a 36 or a 38, and my inseam is like a 30 or a 32. So that was fun, but we actually did find a few pairs, and they fit really nicely, and I like them a lot. Got some nice shirts that work really well. Oh god, I found these fucking cargo shorts that are amazing. Like, I never thought I'd be the type of person to wear camo patterned cargo shorts, but those things are my fucking favorite. They are so comfortable, and I like having big pockets to put a bunch of shit in because normally I carry a big ass bag around with me full of shit because I don't carry a purse, and girl pants have no pockets on them. They're just laughable fucking pockets that you can't even put your hand in and I just got this phone that's like freaking gigantic, so there's no way that that's going in the pocket of any of the pants that I owned before. So we got a few pairs of shoes. I'm apparently like a size 4 or a 5 in men's shoes. So I had to go to like the kids section for some shoes, but it's fine. I got some shoes that are too big for me, but they end up working out as long as I wear 2 pairs of socks. And that actually ends up working out pretty well because it makes my feet look a lot bigger. Not like clown big, not ridiculous big, but bigger, you know, like guy feet. So, oh God, I ended up spending a lot of money, and not really in the scheme of things. I got a pretty basic starter wardrobe, so 3 bottoms and 3 or 4 tops, a pack of undershirts, pack of boxer briefs, pack of socks, and I got a hat because I wanted a hat. And oh God, I ended up spending like $300 or $400 on those clothes. They weren't cheap, but they fit me really nicely, and I think that I look really nice in them. So I gotta admit, I got home and I put an outfit on right away. Like, I immediately picked out my favorite and put it on, and I wore that for the rest of the day, and it felt really nice. Like, it wasn't euphoric. I wasn't like, oh, this is fucking awesome, but it just felt really comfortable and at ease. It's hard to describe. Just the comparison of how I normally feel, which is a lot of the times nervous, anxious, kind of like, I'm like that all the time, and just suddenly not feeling that anymore, and things are really quiet up here, and just fucking chilling. It was really, really nice. I can't remember the last time I've felt like that outside of the house. Ever. Really, ever. So, a successful experiment. I'm still processing a lot of things about it. It's still slow going. To me, everything seems like it's going really slow for me, which I think it's better to sort of pace it out that way. I don't like change at all, and I worry so much about everything that it's better for me to sort of take things a day at a time, baby steps, and just be constantly checking myself, how I feel, how the things are around me are adjusting to the things that I'm doing. And so far, it's going really well. Oh, I guess I should take a second to just talk about how fucking cool and great my friends have been this whole time. Liam is always great. Like, he's fucking awesome. But he's been a really invaluable resource and a really good friend throughout all of this. I mean, he's done it. He's gone through it. He's done the trans thing. So he's got a lot of good experience, advice. He was very helpful in actually dressing me properly. If I had tried to do that by myself, I think I would still be at Kohl's, dead in the men's department somewhere, just on the floor, fucking passed out. It was overwhelming, and the idea of it was very overwhelming because I had no idea where to start, and I had no idea what looked nice at all. It's hard to see it from inside. So it was nice to have somebody actually look in sort of do the romantic comedy, like sitcom clothing try on montage sort of thing, because there's definitely a lot of that where I'd put something on and he'd be like no immediately, and or yes. And him and Kian sort of tag teamed up to find me a bunch of clothes. Kian's been really great too. I know that he's got some concerns, just like I do, about the whole process, but he's been really, really supportive, and he was very helpful as far as putting outfits together, and he's been amazing this whole time. Like, I put on a pair of boxer briefs the other day, and he saw them, and he was like, oh, those are cute, which is fucking amazing. I just think it's so great that I can do that around him, and I know he's not going to say anything negative or react poorly. Any concerns that we have are really something that will come up at a later date, or maybe they won't. You know, I've talked to Liam about it, and he thinks that he thinks that there's hope. He thinks that I could possibly convert my boyfriend into a gay boyfriend. So, I don't know. We'll see. I try not to think about it too much, because if I do, I get upset. And there's really no need to be upset about something that hasn't happened yet. What else? Straight up, I'll admit that I'm jealous of people who are really public and really just out with their new identities. And I'm not yet. I'm just sitting here in my room making videos that no one's watched, and that might never ever be watched by anybody. I haven't even gone back and watched them yet. Because I'm kind of super afraid of everything. So that's a thing. That I'm just scared of everything. So I was talking about my name and about picking a new one and everything, and I thought I had independently come up with like a kind of unique name, but apparently it's really not at all. Well, like, nothing's unique, and I know that, but I seemed to have picked a name that's actually pretty popular with trans men, and I had no idea. Did we all come to that conclusion independently? And if so, how and why? I picked Elliot because, for a couple reasons. One, I don't know anyone named Elliot. I really don't. So that helps. I had a cat named Elliot when I was little, and he was awesome. And also, one of my someone that I admire a whole lot is Jane Elliott, who does these social experiments about race, and she's a bit of an activist, and I really admire her work. So, you know, that's her name, or her last name. So I guess I kind of thought, oh, look, I've got all these good reasons for this name, and turns out there's a shitload of trans dudes named Elliot. So I'm just kind of like, should I pick a new name? Is that how that works, though? I'm not sure if it actually bothers me or not. My birth name is kind of unique, and I've only run into one or two other people in my life with my name. So maybe that's sort of why I'm like, ooh, weird. But my brother is named Chris, which is, fuck, everyone is named Chris. So, I don't know. I don't think I should change it just because other people have picked it too. Because I picked it, and I picked it for good reasons, and I still like it. I just, I'm so obsessed with being unique. Though, to be completely honest, if I did end up changing my name or asking people to refer to me with a different name, I'd probably just end up going by Eli, which is a bit different. I also still haven't really picked a middle name yet. I've been toying around with some options, but nothing really concrete. Nothing's really speaking to me too much as far as middle names go. So few male names actually resonated with me. That's why when I stumbled upon Elliot, I was like, shit, that's the one, because there hasn't really been many other names. What were the other ones? There's some more. Hang on. There's like 2 more. Oh, okay. Felix was another option, because that's a fucking awesome name. It is. Sorry. Also, another cat's name. Anyway, and Jude, or actually, to be very specific, Judas. Like, sorry, but Judas is a really good name, and not a lot of people use it these days because, you know, he killed Jesus or whatever, which kind of sounds like some shit I would fucking be blamed for. Anyway, so one of those 2 names might end up being a middle name. Might end up flipping him around and making him a first name. I don't know. I'm not at the point really where I need to make a decision like that. I just think about that sort of stuff a lot. Just in case, it's good to sort of have things set up. So what now? Well, Liam gave me the information for his gender therapist, and I went and read up a bit about her philosophies and her methods, and they seem really solid so far. I've actually been having issues finding a gender therapist here in Houston that I actually want to talk to. There are a lot of them here in Houston, actually, but none of them are really appealing to me. I have a poor history with therapists. I've never actually sat down with one that I liked. Therapists I've had in the past have been either very dismissive or very controlling, where there was really only one method to do everything, and it just happened to be their method, and if you didn't follow it, then, you know, they'd get very annoyed with you. So, she's up in Dallas, so I'm gonna actually have to fucking drive to Dallas, which is fine. You know, I can figure that out. Sleeping nap time. So I'm probably going to contact her and see if she'll take me, and then talk to her for a bit. Because though I feel like I'm making a lot of progress on my own, honestly, and I feel like, especially recording these videos and getting the bravery to talk to people in my life around me about these things, that's helped a lot. But I think that a professional might be able to give some good advice or weigh in about the whole thing. And I've done a little bit more experimenting with actually wearing my clothes out in public. I went to work one day this week dressed male. I didn't wear a binder to work because that's a long time to be wearing one when I'm not particularly adjusted to it yet, not used to it yet. But no one said anything at work. I don't even think anyone really noticed, which is fucking perfect for me. That's fine. And it was nice. It was really nice to wear those clothes at work. I felt really comfortable in them. And again, like being able to walk from my car through the parking garage all the way up to my office without feeling like every single person I walked by was staring at me. It was really nice. It was a really nice, quiet, uneventful day. And that's awesome. It's weird to just have this sudden lack of anxiety, something that's just always been there. And you get really, really used to it. You get used to things being so tense and stressful all the time that when it stops, you're really confused. I was definitely confused when I actually realized that I might be trans and actually accepted that thought and absorbed it and thought about it. I went to bed and I woke up the next morning and immediately felt like, oh God, what if I'm wrong? What if that's all bullshit? Like, what if I'm making the wrong choice? What if I'm not doing this right? What if? And I realized that the only reason that I had doubts about it is because I had woken up with this just really apathetic mood. I'd woken up not full of worry and stress about it, which my brain sort of equated to like, oh God, you're not full of horrible anxiety anymore? Well, something must be wrong then. You just get so used to being in that state of mind that when you actually figure out the thing that might be causing it and you start alleviating your own anxiety, it's a confusing feeling and you doubt it yourself and you think, oh shit, maybe I'm wrong about this because I'm suddenly not full of dread. And that can't be fucking right. Like, what? You're actually comfortable and at ease just hanging out in man's clothing? No, that can't possibly be the fucking problem. Let's try something else. So, dealing with that's been interesting. Realizing that things don't have to be like this all the time. Just realizing that things don't have to be fucking stressful all the time. I don't have to be anxious all the time. Maybe all of this anxiety and this stress that's done so much to mold my personality and my behavior and just how I live my life, maybe that is something that's not innate. Maybe it's not permanent. Maybe it's not me. Maybe I don't have to live like this for the rest of my life. And that's a lot to deal with, because I kind of accepted it. I just kind of accepted, well, no, this is just who I am. I'm socially anxious, and I'm introverted, and I'm agoraphobic, and I stay at home, and I don't talk to anybody, and all of my friends live far away, and I don't really hang out with them. And not to say that I think that exploring all of this is going to solve all of my problems. I'm not going into it thinking that at all. It's just, it's really amazed me to realize how much that it's affecting around me already, and I really haven't done very much at all. But the changes that have happened, like little tiny actions, have caused big changes. Just mentally for me, emotionally for me. That's great. It hasn't really been negative at all. I keep waiting for that other shoe to drop. I keep waiting for something horrible to happen. And maybe it won't. You know? I guess we'll just have to see. That's it, I guess.